Hey y'all, welcome to SLOP. I'm your friendly neighborhood organizer, Austin, and I'm here tonight with Red Mike.
Hello, comrades.
And yeah, this is one of the only socialist podcasts in Alabama, and the most unprofessional podcast in the land, maybe the known universe. And tonight we're going to kick off with some trends, uh, go into some national news and international news, talk about the some conflicts that are going on around the globe, just kind of an overview, protests that are going around, what's happening in Gaza with the peace talks, Trump's memo, and executive order, and a little fun, and the deployments that are going on out there across the U.S. So yeah, uh, and we got congratulations in order uh, for J Money here on getting back to his roots on his new gig. So congratulations on that,
Oh, yeah, thanks.
and yeah, and then we'll try to end with a little bit of fun. I had a little date today, so uh, we're going to talk about a little bit about the movie we saw. Um, and yeah, I wonder if y'all can guess which movie we saw today. I'll give you a hint. It was a Thomas Pynchon book originally.
I
So,
didn't know they made Thomas Pynchon movies.
say what now?
I didn't know they made any movies based on Thomas Pynchon's work.
This is the only one I know of. I've never read them, but yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that. So let's get in the groove, and we'll start over here as we try to negotiate our way through. Uh, there's the button. Who's got the button? The hardest part is starting, but then I can do my little move into the view. Oh, look who's up top. Zach D Films. Congratulations once again. Cardi B's still up there. We got Tay Tay as well. She's taken over Colbert's show. No, Seth Meyers' show on Wednesday. But what category are we going to go down to? You know what category we're going to look at. Where are you at? There's news and politics, but yeah, Swift's got a new whatchamacallit out. What do they call them?
Album.
Albums.
She's got a new album out.
Yeah. This guy with his brain rot stuff, so popular. Uh, New Peacemaker. You watch that at all?
No.
Nah, neither have I. Yeah. Isn't John Cena a Trump guy?
I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't heard that. It's disappointing if true.
Yeah. I could watch this one right here, a John Candy documentary. Um really need to get the kids into John Candy. Shout out Canada. Uh this dude here, Asmongold, you know who this dude is?
Asmongold. I've heard of him,
Yeah.
and he gets recommended in my feed every now and again, but I've never watched anything by him.
That's harsh. Damn. But then again, you do like opposition research. So
Yeah, I do. I do.
yeah.
Is he a right winger? I watch a lot of right wing content.
So yeah, he like today, yesterday, maybe yesterday, like called for protesters to be summarily executed in the
Wow.
street. So that's the type of guy that guy is. Uh oh, they got a new album out, Megadeth. Okay. Uh oh, more brain rot. And yeah, oh god, Mr. Beast. and his gaming channel. Oh, a Guillermo del Toro movie. I could get down with that. Let's see what's down in politics and news. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Trump sends troops to Portland. We got Candace. She's on this Israel killed Charlie Kirk thing. She's working hard to get that out there.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
I want to stay
okay.
away from
Megan.
real lunatics. I try to watch the problem is that the lunacy has taken over mainstream right wing thought. So when you're watching what used to be like mainstream Republican commentators, which I try to do a bit of, like
It makes you miss William F. Buckley, don't it?
Yep. Well, maybe not, but no, I don't think I'm that far that I miss William F. Buckley, but yeah. So I've seen his. I think I've seen the Asmongold pop up in my feed a couple of times, and I think his headlines were a little bit too much for me. I can only stand so much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like a closet fascist or anything. I just watch a lot of right wing media because I hate myself.
As we all do a little bit, especially when we mess up. Oh, I'm having technical difficulties over here. I keep getting a connector pop-up thing over and over. Caroline Levitt, yeah, she sucks. General over here, he's been making the news rounds talking about how everything Trump's trying to do with the military is basically illegal. JD Vance roast Cuck Schumer. Not too hard to do.
I'm about to say,
and
that's not
it's probably, yeah, and also probably filled with lies. They've been trying to really go hard on that illegals, quote unquote, getting medical care shit.
Sounds like a great idea to me. I think undocumented people deserve medical care. What's wrong with that?
I mean, if you go to a country with universal health care, you can actually get health care in that country if you're traveling and you break something, whatever. Then I was looking at some stats today on medical care costs, and it's about $10,000 for the United States and upwards, and Germany is now number 2 most expensive at like $5,000.
Wow.
And they have universal health care. And on down on the list, I saw India, which has universal health care. Guess how much they pay a year?
How much?
$200.
Wow.
Yep. Sure enough. That's what's possible, folks. Oh, yeah. We got a government shutdown, don't we? There's so much going on. And honestly, not enough time to go over it all. But retired generals destroying Trump's military stunt, to unhinged speeches. Did you watch any of those?
No, I didn't.
You missed out, man. You really did. There's Tucker. Did you see Tucker's little video or blurb about Netanyahu saying he controls Donald Trump in the United States?
I didn't see that. I'm missing out on everything.
Yep.
Mark Levin has started calling Tucker Carlson Catarlson, which I think is hilarious.
Which guy? What's his name?
Mark Levin.
Who is that?
So he's a right wing. He is an out there right wing radio talk show host, but he's what passes for mainstream in the Republican Party. But he's got a talk show that comes on in the evenings that obviously gets way more viewership than we ever will. But our listenership.
We're niche. We're stylishly niche.
That's right. We're an
We got.
acquired taste.
Did you? I saw something about that Dale Jackson fella. Uh, he kind of got blowed out the water and like missed some days of work and got replaced or something. I don't know exactly what's going on with
What?
that, but he went head to head with a school board person. I can't remember her name, but yeah, apparently he got rolled up a little bit, and has disappeared a little bit. We'll see how that goes. But we got over here what's trending on Twitter, the app. Almost 300 million users, and I can't read basically any of this. Which I don't know. That's all right. Oh, we got Hassan, of course, Mr. Piker there. You ever watch his streams?
No, I never do. I should. I should watch more left wing content. It'll probably be good
He,
for my psyche.
dude, he's boy. I tell you what, he's hardcore, man. He's like 5 days a week, at least 8 hours a day type on
Wow.
Twitch. Yeah, yeah. Like
How does he make a living?
Through Twitch, he's he bought a house. Like everybody gave him shit. He bought like a house that's over $1 million or whatever out in California, which is, from what I understand, just about every goddamn house out there. Moved his family in and stuff like that. But he's that Sink Uger. He's like his nephew too.
Okay.
He was
Well, I
like
don't think much of Cenk Uygur.
okay, Jank. Thank you, Sink
Yeah.
Jank. That's right. See,
I don't think much of him, but I haven't watched much Hassan, and I'll tell you one reason I'm a little bit reluctant to watch left wing content is I'm scared I'll copy them. I'm scared I'll just repeat what they say.
I you know what? There is something to a little tabula rasa, trying to form your own opinions and thoughts without being influenced. And yeah, but also, there is value in, if you have trouble articulating things, to hey, great artists steal. So if you're looking for ways to talk to stuff to people, listen to the good communicators out there. You know what I'm saying? So
I wish I could read Arabic.
I wish I could read every language.
I know, me too. If I could, if I had a superpower, that would be mine. To read and speak every language.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad one. So we got all that going on. Baseball playoffs are in full swing. My Braves did not make it.
That's too bad.
Yeah, which is, they won a championship a few years ago, but they dropped off the last couple of injuries. Really hit them hard. We got going on here with trends, of course, some baseball going on. Derek Groves, I don't know who this guy is. Escaped inmate, captured after 5 months. Pretty good run.
Yep.
This fella right here, he got
Jonathan
famous
Hendrick,
today.
man?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
So he started that fire out in LA in January.
No, what do you do that for?
It's a good question. I looked into some of it today, but didn't get a hold. But he started that fire, and then very soon thereafter moved out to Florida. So they scooped him up out there. But I didn't know this, son of a missionary, that wasn't out earlier today. So yeah, 3 hours ago. There wasn't a lot of information about him earlier today. Got Katie Porter, of course. She does some really good, what are they? Like I guess it's not cardboard, but like her little displays and stuff like that. you know. She's a House of Rep person, I think from California. She tears folks up. And oh, look at that there. What is Antifa? Let's start the prosecutions. Gnomes likens Antifa to ISIS. Yeah. Okay. But this is like a 500% increase or something like that in search history. This is just over the last 24 hours, our graph here.
Wow.
Of course, we got the government shutdown going on. We're at what, day 9, day 8?
Something like that.
Yeah. So, and little thing I learned is that the last time there was a shutdown during Trump's tenure, which was the longest in U.S. history, at 35 days, air traffic controllers brought that to a stop real quick, apparently, from what I read. That about 10 of them dipped, and that helped move things forward. And I saw out in Burbank, there were some air traffic controllers that dipped. So, hey, maybe the air traffic controllers will save us. So what country we want to look at?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I never know.
Let's see here. How about Italy?
Let's check out Italy. Yeah, they've been doing some good work
Italy.
when it comes to
Yeah.
solidarity protests with Palestine.
Yeah, they've gone on general strike out there. All regions. Let's see here. All right. Speak no Italiano. So I am at a loss as always. But we got Arturo Gotti Jr. That's boxer's son. He passed away.
I don't know.
Oh, Matt Damon's on there. Of course, we got the football. Some Bangladesh versus Afghanistan. I guarantee you that's cricket. Ted Bundy. What? 4 days ago. Nothing. Did Ed Gein really help capture? Huh. I don't know if it's anyway. Yeah, Ted Bundy's trending in. Oh, there's more serial killer. There's another one, Richard Speck.
I've never heard of him.
He was. So this is a new one. New documentary, or is it a show? Monster, the Ed Gein story came out on Netflix, I think. So, yeah, that's probably related. Everybody's watching that show out in Italy. And then we got Dolly. Hey, trending in Italy. Everybody loves her.
When I was in Italy, people didn't know where Alabama was. So I would tell them, oh, we're just south of Tennessee, where Dolly Parton is from. And then they would know. I'm serious. Like they would say, Alabama, where's that again? We're just south of Tennessee.
Wow. Well, we are rolling, folks. Damn, 20 minutes for trends. What is happening with me? But yeah. So right into it. Global conflict tracker. Lot out there. This is a website by guess who does this website?
I don't know.
The Council of Foreign Relations.
Okay.
Yeah. But we got, criminal violence in Mexico. That's probably every country has criminal violence. Confrontation with Venezuela, uh, violence in Haiti, of course, the Ukraine and the Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This site and the other site, the protest tracker site, both are not exactly great. Hey, our Canadian comrade.
Yep.
Yeah. CFR needs to change their name. Yeah, for real. They don't give two shits about relations. But, there's down here conflicts happening out in, come on, there's the civil war in Sudan. And we should probably pick some of these over time to go over. Come on. Okay. Conflict in Yemen, Somalia, conflict in Ethiopia. And this is the correct me if I'm wrong. This band across where these conflicts are, this is a very resource rich area. Isn't it the Shahal region? Is that what it's called?
The Sahel.
Sahel. Thank you. I knew somebody. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. They are. Africa and the Middle East are still dealing with their colonial past. Yeah. Yeah. We got neo-colonialism. But this is also, uh, you know, yeah, Sahel. There we go. Violent extremism in the Sahel. Um, but there's conflicts down in Africa going along this band here uh, throughout. Civil conflict still in Libya, left over from when did that start? 2011.
Yeah, the disastrous NATO intervention there. Thank you, Secretary Clinton.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. Instability in Iraq, conflict in Syria, Israel, Palestine, conflict with Hezbollah in Lebanon. I think this Turkish one is Kurds, maybe. Okay, tension between Armenia and how did Trump say that the other day? Azerbaijan. I mean, he certainly didn't know what that
I don't even
means.
know.
And it was a conflict with. He said they were fighting. Who was it? Eastern European country. I can't remember what the hell his dumbass said. Let's see. You are not highlighting. Okay, yeah. Kurds out there still trying to get independence. Uh, you know, you'd think that like some of these countries would just slice off a little bit and call it a day and or do something, but of course, got instability in Afghanistan, uh, instability in Pakistan, conflict between India and Pakistan, civil war in Myanmar. A lot of this stuff gets overlooked. The territorial dispute in the South China Seas. Well, we're part of that one. Confrontation over Taiwan. Hey, that's us too. Actually, you can probably put us in pretty much all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Where's Nepal? Do they not have Nepal on here?
It's
I guess it's over, right? It should be like right here somewhere. That's Mongolia. Isn't that Nepal?
Nepal is the you can't see my cursor, but I'm pointing at it. But you see the long country that is to the north and east of India, or right
There
on
we
the
go.
top. Yeah, that's
There we
Nepal.
go. Gotcha. Yeah. No conflict. All right. Problem solved. Burn down the parliament, and that takes care of a lot of issues. So yeah, that's just an overview of the global conflicts out there. I'm pretty sure the United States is a part of just about every single one of them on some level. And ain't that fun? Global forever wars. But to balance that out, we've got this guy here by the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. This is a protest tracker, one-stop source. And, in the last 12 months, 142 significant anti-government protests. In the last 12 months, more than 68 countries have experienced significant protests. Highlight Indonesians erupt in protest in yeah, I miss this comment. Most of the civil wars are conflicts between Islamists and non-Islamist Africans right now. Yeah, I kind of figured that. Like, yeah. There are currently 30 active protests. I think this is low. In the last 12 months, more than 24 significant protests have occurred in countries that are not free. There's an interesting definition of free, because I'm pretty sure just about every country is ruled by their 1% on a level. But protests against redistricting. This is August 2025. This thing seems out of date.
A little bit.
June anti-ICE protests. There's also just the U.S. alone right here, right? Like there's one, and we know there's protests at ICE facilities more than just Portland, more than just Chicago. I'm pretty sure down in Louisiana that place is getting protested. I'm pretty sure out in California there's protests at ICE facilities and whatnot. So, of course, we got Memphis. We'll kind of get into some of that, but I don't know. What do we got? What's happening in India? The king of the general strike, by the way. They've had a couple in the last few years. See what I'm talking about? I'm clicking on this stuff and it's not manifesting. Yeah. But I was trying to highlight the protests in Italy, but I'm not getting anything. So whoever runs this website needs, well, maybe it's me, maybe it's not. Yeah. Yeah, Modi is an ethno-nationalist tyrant. Yes, he is. He gives it hard to anybody who's not Hindu, right? Like anybody else can get it, as far as I understand.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well.
And that India's got way more than Hindu folks there, just like just about every other country in the world has way more than whatever the quote unquote predominant people are. You know what I'm saying? There's all kinds of people all over, and they're all working class, which is something you need to remember. Everybody's out there just trying to get through the day, trying to enjoy life a little bit while we're here, So, but Yeah, a lot of protests, and I'm not getting any information, which I kind of expected because I tested this out earlier and wasn't really getting anything. But I just wanted to highlight the opposition uh, beyond just the conflicts that are happening. So yeah, and really, U.S. got that one little dot, but in actuality, in a few days on the 18th, No Kings 2 is mobilizing. Yeah. Modi blames Muslim, Sikhs, and every minority group. Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame. I wonder how rich he is. But this is what No Kings is looking like. Got every state, as far as I can tell. And if I zoom out, we even got brothers, sisters, and others out in Europe joining in. I was just thinking to myself, no, it's not really millions of people that oppose Trump, right? It's probably billions of people. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm guessing that there's probably billions of people that oppose Trump. Uh, what a moniker, what a crown to wear. So, yeah. And as we can see, I think we highlighted 12 on Saturday that's happening across Alabama. And, it's dense, y'all, especially up here in the Northeast and all through Midwest. But yeah, it looks like every state is represented on this and in this. So you're not alone. Hold the line, organize your community and your state. But remember that we need to go beyond mobilizing um, and keep the resistance up because it does work. So, yeah. Let's see here. What topic do we want to hit first, Jay?
I don't know. What have you got spun up?
We've got the Antifa memo stuff. We've got the peace in Gaza, in theory. We've got what else? The deployments across the country. We've got yeah. Is that all? Yeah. So yeah, Gaza deployments, the memos on Antifa.
You want to talk about Antifa first?
Sure, let's roll. One of my favorite little writers. I don't know. It's probably not a great way to put that. He's a pretty big writer, but Ken Klippenstein. If you don't, yeah, anti-traditional is the new terrorism. Perfectly put.
Like anybody who is like, if you're a so-called anti-Christian, so if you're critical of Christianity, which I get why people would be, you're now a terrorist. If you anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, support for the overthrow of the United States government, which has been a right-wing trope for as long as I've been listening to right-wing talk radio, way back in the 1990s. And if you want to talk about extremism on migration, race, and gender, it's them.
What does that even mean?
It can mean anything.
That's kind of their point, right? The biggest net possible. Hostility towards those who hold traditional American values on family. So the Mormon polygamous Mormons count in that because they've been around a few hundred years.
The fundamentalist LDF types. Yeah, but they're like a niche group.
Fair, but I mean, what? How do we define tradition as something that's been around for a while? Because that would make them traditional.
Well, you know, Mormons don't count as Christians according to evangelicals anyway. So,
Yeah. And as we saw with that shooting at that Mormon church.
oh yeah, it was awful.
Yeah. By a MAGA person. Absolutely ridiculous. Because there's room enough for everybody. There's room enough for every creed, color, religion, race, whatever you want to call it. People. There's room enough for everybody. And traditional American views on morality.
So who gets to define? Yeah, who gets to define what traditional means? I guess they do. And it like what it's right. How on earth could the term traditional be in a law? I mean, exactly. They'd have to define what traditional means, and they would define it to include themselves, so the law protects them but doesn't bind them. And what does hostility mean, right? Is it if it just means that I support marriage equality and I think that it's perfectly fine to be LGBT and you have the right to choose your own gender identity or to conform to the gender identity you were born with, however you choose that, decide that looks like. Does that count as hostility?
It counts as freedom to me. I mean, what's more free than being who you feel you are and expressing yourself in such manner? That's fucking freedom. That's like a base level individual freedom right there. Being able to have your own name, choose your own name if you want to, or stick with the one you were born with, or whatever, you know.
Bodily autonomy is the most fundamental kind of freedom. Like if you can't control what happens to your body, you're not free. Even if you have the right to vote, even if you have the right to do whatever else.
Yeah. So these are the indica. Indicia, I think is
indica is something else.
Yeah, traditional can mean any atrocity ever. Woo. So yeah, so there's two things that happened. There was a executive order, but there was also this memo. And the memo is kind of the more, shall we say, dangerous thing, because this is the National Security Presidential Memo 7. And as we see here, the first time in American history that there is an all of government effort to dismantle left-wing terrorism, which doesn't exist. This is from Stephen Miller. Did you see Stephen Miller that yesterday, the day before, today maybe? I think it was yesterday. He was on CNN and basically said that Trump had plenary authority.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is a fancy way of saying he's a dictator.
Right. And then he like froze after that because he realized he said more than he was supposed to have said. And they blamed it on technical difficulties off the air.
I watched that video. He was still moving. He was like trying to be still and like not move at all to pretend. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What? Oh my goodness. That's some just like my phone's cutting out.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, dog. Yeah. The far left abandoned violent struggle in the 70s, which came after all the violence in the 60s of all the leaders of civil rights movement and stuff like that. Yeah. Hey, I'm on Team General Strike. You know, so we've got this. There's talks about pre-crime. Minority Report style, preventing attacks before they happen is core to the post 9/11 concept of counterterrorism itself. And, you know, overseas, they've done all kinds of stuff, which I think probably most viewers are well aware of. Oh, snap. Hey, solidarity, BSH. Some investigator with Turning Point mentioned DSA specifically at the round pit table today. Solidarity from Mobile. All right. Hey, Turning Points likes us, I guess. Ain't that something?
Yeah. I was going to bring
But-
up the round table they held today.
Okay. I'd like to hear more about that. And domestically, it led to counterterrorism campaigns whose hallmark is excessive and illegal government surveillance and the use of undercover agents and undercover agents and confidential human sources to trap and entrap would-be terrorists. This is like COINTELPRO, basically, which is
maybe we'll drum up some membership for DSA, because if Trump is saying we're their primary opponent, then people will join us, right? Thinking like, hey, if I oppose Trump, I'll join DSA, or I'm with DSA.
Yeah, as fascism rises, those against fascism rise as well. So, but this is the memo, the directive, and you know, it directs the Department of Justice focuses the FBI's approximately 200 joint terrorism task forces, JTTFs. That's a little JTFs to the new mission. It's got about 4,000 members of the task force, including FBI and task force officers from more than 500 state and local agencies and 50 federal agencies, including special officers, police officers, intelligence analysts, and surveillance technicians. And it was first established in 1980 in New York. Who was the police commissioner? Whatever then. Yeah. Counterintelligence without the intelligence. That ain't that right? Yeah. And we can't defeat the state with violence. The state has a monopoly on mass violence for a reason. Yeah. Why the comment got blocked?
Strange.
Big surprise. Yeah.
But that's true. I completely agree. I mean, moral issues aside, like as a practical matter, I mean, we're just not capable of defeating the local police force, let alone the National Guard and the Marines. And all the right-wing vigilante crazies who are heavily armed and ready to kill leftists.
And you know, it's like blood on the streets is not necessary. India defeated an empire, you know. But also, so this is a follow-up article from Kenny Clips, Secretive Watch Listing Center that's executing the memo. We're expanding the watch list. He says there's a 300% increase in domestic terrorism investigations. Some highlights from this. There's the Threat Screening Center has a secret budget and classified personnel count. It's a nondescript group of buildings, and even the identity of its director isn't public until now. Stephen McQueen. Man, like just go by Steve, right? Like you're almost there. First step to defeating it is exposing it. Yep. Educate your community, folks. But he goes into some stuff here. We mentioned the indica, anti-Christianity, anti-capitalism, you know, like you see James, you know, that James Tellerico fella, running for
Yeah.
Senate out in Texas. He had a he's a good talker, man. He had a little blurb delivered about how you know the table of Christian fellowship is open to everybody. So you know my I hey, I love me some Jesus. I ain't gonna lie. Like, and Jesus is pretty simple. Love thy neighbor. Said a lot of other good stuff, but that's the key thing for me is loving thy neighbor. Um, but, but the watch list here contains records of approximately 1.1 million people. Overwhelming majority is foreign folks, and roughly 1/2% or 6,000 are quote U.S. persons defined as citizens and permanent residents. Um, See, the idea of a domestic watch list made up solely of radicals without foreign connections, left or right, is basically wrong, the intelligence official said. Explained that many individuals might be the subject of investigations relating to violations of law, and there are a number of mechanisms by which the government keeps tabs on them to discover indicators of violence and foreign connection. But up until Trump, a watch list for Americans has never really got much traction. And he says, is Ken Klippenstein or any other American dissenter on the watch list? The official asked rhetorically, no. And there really is no legal way for such a person to be even surveilled, let alone watch list, without legal predicate. That is, without evidence that the person is committed or is about to commit a crime. You might think that about to commit is a loophole, but up until NSPM 7, it wasn't, the official said, until now. Unfortunately, the official continued, changes made under Obama and Biden paved the way for the Trump expansion. First was the addition of transnational organized crime to the watch list, and second was an affirmation that the terrorist watch list wasn't just about terrorists anymore, at least not terrorists defined by Al Qaeda or ISIS. So March of this year, Trump administration announced with little fanfare that the Terror Screening Center would again change its name to the Threat Screening Center. They love changing names on stuff, don't they? Oh, hell yeah. I love the gospel of Jesus at Nazareth, too. It's good. Right on. Solidarity on that. We got some radical theology going on. The right fears libraries. They only want one book, but have never read it. Ain't that the truth? But we got Cash Patel here. We're expanding the watch list in his announcements. This change will assist our law enforcement and intelligence community partners as we all work together towards the goal of crushing violent crime within our borders. They certainly like to keep running that myth of all the violent crime that keeps going down year after year after year. So yeah, that's what's going on. So that memo is the important thing, and it's, as you can see, as you heard, they got a few thousand folks working on it, and yeah, we see here. Shortly after the murder of Charlie Kirk, Patel testified to Congress that he had overseen a 300% increase in domestic terrorism investigations. A large chunk of that increase, he said, is comprised of cases under the new designation nihilistic violent extremism. They don't even know what the fuck that means.
Right.
A broad category that the administration plans to use to go after perceived adversaries. And all right, went over that over the past several days. Miller's gone further. There's a large and growing movement of left-wing terrorism in this country. The only remedy is to use legitimate state power to dismantle terrorism and terrorist networks. You could start with the white supremacists. I wouldn't mind that.
They quit working with the SPLC. Did you hear about that?
And the ADL.
And the ADL.
Yeah, I know. Which is funny, but yeah. The Southern Poverty Law Center, headquartered here in Alabama. They do excellent work with their hate map, but yeah, they've, as J Money said, they have stopped working with them. So that's cool. So yeah, just a little highlight on what's going on with the memo and what they're trying to do. Put if you aren't MAGA, you're on a list. That's a lot of what I'm getting from it. And relatedly, we got Trump calls for jailing of Illinois leaders as court showdowns over troop deployments near. We got some of the nasty girls right here deploying. Yeah, Texas National Guard coming out in Elwood, Illinois. So yeah, they're using this where the ICE detainees were killed. So much happening. As pretense, among other things. They're using whatever. They're just lying, making up shit. Crime going up, crime ain't going up, whatever. It doesn't matter to them. They just say something and as some reason to do it. What is Trump if not nihilistic? Yeah, he's working on destroying everything. And after the ADL did all that tap dancing for Elon, exactly. Like, he licked his boots, and he still, they still got done up. But yeah, he's calling for, Pritzker and Brandon, what's the mayor's name out in Chicago? Brandon Johnson.
Yeah.
Calling for them to be arrested for failing to protect ICE officers. Man, I've seen a whole lot of videos today with ICE sniping protesters. They shot a priest in the face. They've just shooting folks just standing there, literally just standing there. This is standard operating procedure for when agents interact with crowds. They escalate violence. The outside agitator is right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? But there's been pushback. There's lawsuits filed. Then, doing little trickery, deploying folks from, instead of, can't deploy the Illinois Guard, so they're deploying the Texas Guard, and can't deploy the Oregon National Guard. I actually heard an Oregon National Guard general say that if they were deployed, they would protect the protesters from ICE. So I found that pretty interesting for them to say. He said that at hearing up in Oregon, Portland, Oregon. There we go. But they got, and this is the thing. If the pending cases challenge the deployments, don't go Trump's way, the president has said he may effectively overrule them by invoking the Insurrection Act, which deploys troops in the U.S. in certain limited circumstances. It's the largest statutory exception to the Posse Comitatus Act, which generally prohibits the use of military inside the U.S. for domestic law enforcement purposes. If I had to enact it, I'd do that. If people were being killed and courts were holding it up, mayors or governors were holding us up, sure, I'd do that. Yeah. So that's his plan. I mean, that all this was phone, foretold prior to him even being elected. The whole dictator on day one type stuff. Yeah. The right desperately needs a steady stream of pretext to justify everything that they're doing. Yeah. And they have to make up the pretext. They're telling folks whatever, like they're telling folks that all these illegal folks are going to get health care, when the reality is, like, if the Democrats don't like hold up that bill, the continuing resolution on the budget and stuff, some folks healthcare prices are going to quadruple, and there's something like affecting like 25 million people, and ultimately, that really could mean it will mean people will die because they're not going to be able to afford healthcare. But so we got 300 National Guard troops out in Chicago, and Abbott volunteered another 400. And they're currently at a suburban training center undergoing de-escalation and crowd control, says U.S. NORCOM, Northern Command. But there's multiple judges that are blocking this stuff, basically saying that the description of what's going on is lies. We got a group of 26 former governors submitted a brief Wednesday in support of the temporary restraining order halting the deployment. The president's assertion of authority to deploy military troops on domestic soil based on his unreviewable discretion and without the cooperation, coordination of state authorities threatens to upset the delicate balance of state and federal authority that underlies our constitutional order. Yeah, and basically he's using other states to invade other states, right? A group of secretaries of the Army and Navy and retired four-star admirals and generals also filed a brief warning that while there are exceptional circumstances that require military intervention, domestic deployments that don't adhere to long-established guardrails come with risk, including politicizing the military, diverting military personnel from their primary mission and training for wars, and protecting communities after disasters, and putting troops in situations they aren't trained for. And there was a response from 18 Republican attorney generals in support. But yeah, that's what's going on. And we got that going on down in we got it going on in Portland. Seen a lot of you seen those inflatable, even middle class folks, healthcare will be roughly 30% of the income. Yeah. And then you add on top of the fact that folks are paying about 50% for their housing. As material conditions worsen, they're bringing things to a head. They couldn't be happy, just being rich as all get out and letting people have a life. Nope. Their brains are so diseased and greedy, and they just want it all. They want us in chains, folks, beyond the chains of debt that folks have to deal with. Yeah, but we got folks, you know. Here's Gnome up at a sniper's nest. She has Benny Johnson. You know who that is?
No.
He's another right wing podcast, Christo fascist.
There's too many to keep up with.
Yeah. Yeah. Trump is pushing folks to the limit. Yeah. They say they're going to help them farmers out, but they've destroyed their market. So it would have to be something they have to do every year from now on out. You know what I mean? And probably all those, whatever bailout comes for farmers, I'm guessing a huge portion of it is going to go to the corporate farms and not the small farms, because that's how they've done it before. But cases in the Ninth Court of Appeals, where the president were asked by the White House to suspend Emmergut's order and allow guardsmen to be deployed. The court ruled Wednesday that the Oregon National Guard can be federalized but not deployed during the appeals process. Thursday hearing is scheduled for arguments, so we'll know tomorrow on the restraining order. And it will be in front of a 3-panel judge, 2 Trump appointees and a Clinton appointee. And then we got out in Memphis. The rollout in Portland has been blocked, but the planned rollout in Memphis is being slowed by more practical concerns. The Tennessee National Guard should be coming in the next few days or in the next week or so, Democratic Mayor Paul Young said. The exact role, which is being deployed to Memphis by Republican Governor Bill Lee, will play in the city has not been revealed. Maybe police call, picking up trash. That's what I'm getting. You know, cash crop farmers will likely have to burn their crops. Woo! What a good use of resources. Large group of the federal law enforcement agents is already in the city as part of the Memphis Safe Task Force. The group made 386 arrests in just over a week, according to the Justice Department, more than 200 being classified as warrant pickups or administrative. This is administrative warrants, by the way. There's a difference between that and a judicial warrant. The administrative warrant is issued not by a judge. Judicial warrant is issued by a judge. And the administrative warrants basically don't really hold nothing. If somebody comes up and they say they got an administrative warrant to come in your house or take somebody or whatever, it doesn't have the standing that a judicial warrant does, right? So yeah, that's what's going on with the deployments and whatnot, and now before we finish up, we're going to talk about what's happening in Gaza a little bit. You get an arrest warrant, and you get an arrest warrant, and you get an arrest warrant. So let's see here. Oh, so have you've been following this at all, Jay?
Oh yeah.
So there was like about a 20-point outline of issues, or a 20 something like that. I can't remember exactly how many points there were on this little negotiation.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've got hostage. Well, let's go back. The talks are taking place in Egypt. And the Israeli officials this is live updates, right? Israeli officials are optimistic about reaching a deal by Friday. That's in a couple days. Trump says he may travel there on this weekend as negotiations continue. Rubio seen handing Trump a note asking to approve social media post to announce deal first. Trump says Israel and Hamas have signed off on the first phase of the peace plan. Qatari mediators confirmed the deal, details to be announced later. Netanyahu issues brief statement referencing hostages, and then the hostage families have responded to the announcement of the first phase of the ceasefire deal. So, what is your feelings on this?
Well, we'll see if Israel actually respects any kind of ceasefire.
Oh, great.
I'm given that Netanyahu and Trump seem happy, it makes me think that maybe I need to dig a little bit deeper to make sure that everything is on the up and up. But they're talking about exchanging the hostages for imprisoned Hamas people. And some of those people probably are not Hamas, but are just Palestinians who got caught up in a dragnet.
Yeah, absolutely. There's yeah, I mean, we're having to trust Trump and Netanyahu. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So Israel is expected to release 250 Palestinians who are serving life sentences, as well as 1,700 other Gazans who were detained following the start of the current conflict.
yeah, and there's like 3 lines of redeployment aligned with the phases, with the last phase basically the exterior border of Gaza being occupied. So on still what to me looks like a significant portion of land at the end of this would be still occupied by Israel as a buffer zone.
Yeah, so
All right.
here's something kind of disconcerting. But so the plan calls for the territory to be governed by neither Hamas nor the Palestinian Authority. Instead, the enclave would be governed by a technocratic, apolitical Palestinian committee responsible for delivering the day-to-day running of public services and municipalities for the people of Gaza. It's not clear who would participate in that committee, but the plan states it would be composed of qualified Palestinians and international experts. So it depends on who they're overseeing. This new governing structure would be a board of peace chaired by Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Yep.
So Trump would be in charge of, theoretically, anything this Palestinian group does. And it's not clear who they would pick to serve on it. Qualified Palestinians and international experts. I don't know.
Yeah. I see a Trump Tower there in their future. First, shout out Token Filipino. Hello, fellow DSA member from Mobile Bay here. Thank you for showing up. Hell yeah. And our Canadian comrade, international law says a Palestinian state must be on the pre-1967 borders. Yeah, that is something still a ways away. But I feel like Israel, even with their the acquisition of TikTok by a group of Zionists, I feel like they realize that whatever goodwill people had for them has been burnt to the ground, like Palestine has,
Right.
and that they're trying to get out while they can without, because Europe is on the verge of cutting them off, from what I understand. So it feels like I think they feel like they've done everything they can before they get, a whole lot of BDS action on them. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, they've killed an estimated 20,000 children.
No, I feel like that it's more than that. I could be wrong, but um, I yeah, I just the city I grew up in was not much bigger than that, and like it's just and the amount of folks, and not just in Palestine and all over, like the Sudan. There's famine out there, and it's beyond heartbreaking that all this is happening. And at the core of it, why is it happening? A bunch of rich folks, you know, a bunch of rich folks. Yeah. One of the main reasons Palestinians have, quote, no rights is because they aren't a state, which is an awful paradox. And Georgia Maloney was just named by the ICC as a possible accessory to the genocide. Is that the Italian?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a right winger too, ain't she?
Oh yeah, and she's like, she's the prime minister of Italy currently, and she is a member of the National Conservative Party, which is called Brothers of Italy. But like, she has a past in neo-fascist political parties. Like, she was part of the so-called Italian social movement and the Youth Front when she was in '92, which was founded by followers of Italian fascism. So she's moved towards national conservatism in the past few years, but as a young person, she was neck deep in fascist movements in Italy.
Oh, so she softened in her old age.
I guess. Well,
yeah. Nearly half of Palestine are under 18. Total population was estimated to be just over 5 million. 200K is such an underestimate. Yeah, I feel the same. The Arab state has no business ruling Palestinians either. Yeah. Yeah. And something that, there's some things out there, that have, Israel was warned about October 7th by Egypt and the United States. There's apparently a stand down that day for their military. Netanyahu years ago backed Hamas and has been backing Hamas as part of like the Zionist strategy is to create an enemy. And you can go all the way back to the 1800s when Herzl laid out like the foundations of Zionism. And they've just continued that since then. So I don't know how this is going to shake out. I don't know how many times there's been a peace deal on the board for folks. I think right now the major sticking point is Hamas folks disarming, but I think there's also in that little memoed plan amnesty after them laying down their arms, which again, how much can you believe that? So I don't know what's going to happen. I want everything to stop, but even with this peace deal, there is still more that Palestinians deserve. You know what I'm saying? So this struggle will continue on. beyond this peace deal. The peace deal, it happens. I still think the United States should stop sending arms to Israel.
At minimum.
They got universal health care and universal education and all this stuff. And the working class in America, what do we got? Jack shit. So we shall see, folks. We shall see. So we're gonna move into a little end phase here. We're gonna try to. I said earlier that I got to go on a date today, and I got to see a movie and have a couple tacos. But yeah, this movie just came out a couple weeks ago, and this is what I watched. So I'm gonna drop this trailer with y'all and talk about it a little bit.
Rise and shine.
Bat an eyelash.
Good morning.
There are no hands on the clock
Why?
because they're not needed.
What time is it?
I don't remember that part. All right, let's just not nitpick over the passwords. This is Bob Ferguson. I was a part of the French 75.
Bitch, I felt like Tony Montana!
Steve Lockjaw just attacked my home. And I cannot remember, for the life of my only child, the answer to your question.
Maybe you should have studied the rebellion text a little harder.
I need to find my daughter.
Well, then call us back when you have the time.
Did you just...
You know, you are so unsuitable for my daughter. My child comes from a whole line of revolutionaries. And you look so lost. What are you gonna do about this baby?
You know what freedom is?
What?
No fear. Go.
It's 413 out there!
Not one thing, it's another. Find that to be true.
I need you, brother. Sensei, please.
Courage, Bob. Courage.
That's it. Courage. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you. God damn it! Viva la revolution!
Interesting. Was it any good?
It was excellent. I think there's Oscar talk on it. It was excellent. I don't want to ruin it too much. That sounds cool. Orwell's documentary coming out, 2 + 2 = 5. I think freedom is smart fear. Interesting. I'm so this is based on a Thomas Pynchon novel, which came out in the 70s, I think, which was based on or maybe the 80s, and it was based on like armed struggle in the United States in that time period. And it's I've not read the book, but this is loosely based on that, and is in modern times, and it's very prescient. I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but detention camps and immigration play a part in this. I highly recommend it. It's darkly funny as well. You know, I don't know if you noticed, like, homie's get up, you know, he's like cholo, uh, Big Lebowski look going on, you know, and we got, where is it? We got Mama right there firing off with the light machine gun, pregnant. Sean Penn's in it. This character, awesome character name, Perfidy Hollywood. So yeah, I got to go see this today. I would buy this movie. So that's how much I like the movie.
Okay.
So we should check out the 80 movie Talk Radio, Eric Bogosian. Okay. We'll have to check that out. Typical cringe movie for LARPing liberals like you. All right. That's cute.
Yep. Got our first heckler.
I know. I love it.
You might have to show up.
So said he can't find that movie anywhere. That's how good it is. Okay.
I'll check it out.
So yeah, check it out. Good movie. Fun movie. And yeah, just beware of the Christmas Adventurers Club. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. So, we got anything else, Jay?
Just really quickly, Eric Adams has dropped out of the New York mayor's race, which means it's now a three-way race between Cuomo, Curtis Sliwa, and our boy Mamdani. So, Adams was polling it pretty low anyway, so I don't think it's going to produce a significant bump for Cuomo. But it is good news for Cuomo.
The movie's based on murder of radio host Alan Berg in '84.
I remember that. I mean, I was only 1 year old, but I remember reading about it later. Like a bunch of white supremacists, like they called themselves the Order or something like that. They shot a
New Order, I think, is who they were called. Yeah,
and Alan Berg was an outspoken atheist of Jewish descent, so they had a problem with him and shot him like at his home.
We'll have to check. Let me before I forget, I need to pull it up. Talk Radio movie, because otherwise my Swiss cheese brain will not remember. There we go. 88. Yeah. Okay. See if I can find it somewhere. Oh, there's a docufilm about it too on Netflix. Okay, well, I can at least watch that. Is Oliver Stone directed it? Okay. So, I know this guy, the Eric Bogosian guy. He's been in a lot of stuff. So yeah, Mom Donnie looks like he's gonna wrap it up. And what? When did they vote? November. Mayor race. No, thank you. November 3rd. So little less than a month, and we might have we probably will have a socialist mayor in the capital of capitalism, which I don't know about you. That sounds like a win to me. Moving in the right direction. So speaking of elections, if you look down in the description down there, one of DSA's own members is running for office at House District 28 against Mac Butler, who has brought in a whole lot of bills that aren't very good for working class folks. And he's got a chance. Volunteer if you can, donate if you can't volunteer, do both, and check out his campaign. We should have some other folks announcing that they're running for office. You know, we believe in, you know, electoralism, direct action, mutual aid, community defense, and building unions and co-ops. And all that works together. Find your niche, what you're interested in, and help build a better world. You know what I'm saying? So, and also Amanda Puszczyk out in Congressional District 4 is running for office. I need to add links to her, but we haven't officially endorsed her. But I did want to mention her campaign. She's a real one, a good organizer, a nurse, and a very cool person, a fighter, and a fighter for the working class. So yeah, we got anything else?
I think that's about it. That's all I had.
Okay. Well, with that, folks, as we like to stay around here, all the power to all the people. We the people break our chains together. Solidarity forever, y'all.
Solidarity forever.